Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we will discuss about the nature or characteristic of principles of management. In my previous videos I told you about the different principles given by Henry Fayol and F.W. Taylor. Now it's time to move on. It's time to move further now. So today we will discuss about the nature of principles of management. What is the nature? What is the characteristic? What are the features of principles of management? So first one is universal applicable. All the principles are universally applicable, like division of work, unity of command, unity of direction. All the principles are universally applicable. For example, whether your organization is a small organization or large scale organization, whether it is a profit making organization or non-profit making organization, each and every organization, each and every type of business needs these principles of management. So we can say that the principles of management are universally applicable. Second one is journal guidelines. Principles of management are the journal guidelines or the fundamentals which helps the manager to take the managerial decisions. As a number of problems can arise in front of the manager. So these principles helps or act as a guideline for the manager to sort out these problems. Next one is formed by practice and experiment. These principles are always formed by certain practice and experiment. As I told you the story of Henry Fayol, that he was working in a he was a mining engineer, and when he joined the company was about to bankrupt. But because of his practice, because of his experiment, he turned that bankrupt organization into a flourishing organization. Why? Just because of the principle. And he evolved the principle by his practice and experiments. Next one is flexible. The principles of management are flexible in nature, means we cannot say that they are rigid in nature. They are not rigid. For example, there is a principle unity of command. In unity of command I told you that there should be one head, one boss. But if there is a demand of the organization that there should be 4 bosses or 5 bosses over a subordinate, then it should be applied, isn't it? So it doesn't mean that whatever the principle the Henry Fayol has formed or made, or the F.W. Taylor has made, we have to apply the principle as it is. We can change, we can make the modifications in the principles according to the situations. So the principles are flexible in nature, they are not rigid. Next one is behavioral in nature. Behavioral in nature means we have to apply all the principles on the human beings, because whatever the principles are there, or in management we have to deal with the human beings. So we can say that all the principles of management are applied on the human beings. Sometimes these principles can work and sometimes not. Why? Because the human behavior is dynamic, it keeps on changing. So we can say that the principles of management are behavioral in nature because we have to apply these principles on the human beings. Next is contingent. Contingent means it depends on certain situation, prevailing situation. For example, there is a principle of remuneration. According to this principle of remuneration, we have to provide fair wages and salaries to our employees, right? But if the wage rate or the salary rate is not according to the fair and just salaries to the employees, then we can say that we have to change our principle. That we can say that this principle can be modified. So we can say that in contingent function, why we are calling the principle of management as a contingent function, because we can make the changes in the principles according to the prevailing situations. Next one is cause and effect relationship. The principle of management always have a cause and definitely it will have an effect on certain situation. For example, why Henry Fayol has formed these 14 principles? Because there was a cause. The organization was about to bankrupt, right? So there was a cause that the organization was not good, was not financially sound at that time. This was the cause to evolve the principles of management. And what will be the effect of this evolution of the principles of management? The effect is that the organization convert himself into flourishing organization. right? So we can say that every principle has certain cause and definitely it has certain effect on some situation. For example, there is a division of work. In division of work, there is a cause. Why there is a division of work? The cause is this: we have to divide the whole work according to the specialization and qualification, so that the work can be done in a very specialized manner. And what will be the effect of this principle? The effect will be in the form of specialization. The result or the consequences will be in the form of optimum utilization of resources. Clear? So these are certain nature of principles of management. First one is universal applicable, that is whether the organization is small scale or large scale, we have to apply these principles. Journal guidelines, it acts as the journal guidelines for the manager to take the managerial decisions. Formed by practice and experiment, definitely you have to do certain practice and definitely you will have to do certain experiment, then only you can evolve some principles of management. These are flexible in nature, they can be changed, they are not rigid. Behavioral in nature, because we have to apply these principles on the human beings, and human behavior is all dynamic, it keeps on changing. Contingent, it depends on certain prevailing situation. Cause and effect relationship, there should be a cause and definitely it will give an effect on the particular situation. So our next topic is importance of principles of management. First one is providing managers with useful insight into reality. First point indicates that with the help of these principles of management, the manager can learn from their mistakes. Whatever they did the mistake in the past, they can learn from these mistakes, because these principles increase the skills, knowledge and ability of the manager to take the decision whatever they will face in front of him or her. Clear? So providing manager with useful insight into reality means these principles of management helps the manager to learn from their mistakes, and whatever the things are going on, they can utilize those principles in a best possible manner, we can say. Second one is optimum utilization of resources. With the help of these principles of management, we can utilize the resources in the best possible manner. For example, with the help of division of work, we have to divide the whole work into small units, give the work according to the skills and qualification of the employees. So what will happen? It will increase the efficiency of the employees definitely, and it helps to avoid the wastage of resources. So optimum utilization of resources means with the help of these principles of management, we can utilize our resources in the best possible manner without the wastage of resources, because we are dividing the work according to the skills and the technical know-how or the knowledge of the employees. Next one is scientific decision. As I told you about the F.W. Taylor's principle, F.W. Taylor is known as the father of scientific principles of management. Why he is known as the father of scientific principles of management? Because he believed that whatever the principle he made, the principles are based on science, and science cannot be wrong. So whatever the decision will be taken by the manager, it will be the logical for the organization, and whatever the decision he is taking, it is based on the scientific thinking, and science cannot be wrong. So we can say that with the help of these principles of management, the decision can be of scientific in nature. Next one is meeting changing environment requirement. As I told you number of times that business environment is all dynamic, keeps on changing. So with the help of these principles of management, we can make the changes adopted to our employees by the manager, because these managers have to be applied by the manager to their employees. So we can say that whatever the changes our environment required from us, we can apply, we can cope up, we can make the changes adopted to our employees with the help of these principles of management. Clear? Next one is fulfilling social responsibilities. With the help of some principles, we can the organization can fulfill the social responsibilities. For example, there is a principle of equity. According to principle of equity, There should be no discrimination on the basis of caste, color, religion, etc. among the employees. All the employees are equal in the eyes of the organization. So what we are doing indirectly, we are doing social justice with our employees. So with the help of these principles of management, we can say that it helps to fulfill the social responsibility, right? Next one is management training, education and research. Nowadays, if you want to go in any of the management course, then definitely you will have to crack the management entrance exam, and these entrance exams are totally based on these principles of management, or totally based on the management, we can say. So whatever the criteria is going on for the interview, for the recruitment, for the selection, or whatever the research are going on, it totally depends on the management. So we can say that these principles helps a lot for the training, to provide the training to the people, for the education of different management courses, as well as for doing the research, for evaluation of different types of principles of management. Clear? So importance of principle of management, again I am telling you, it helps the manager to face different type of problem, as the principles of management upgrade the skills and knowledge among or ability to face the different challenges in front, whatever there will be in the path of the manager, isn't it? So these principles of management helps the manager to face any type of hindrances, any type of grievances or problems. Second one is optimum utilization of resources. With the help of these principles of management, we can utilize our resources in the best possible manner. Scientific decision. With the help of these principles, we can take the decision on the basis of science, and science can never be wrong. So these decisions, these principles are based on logic. Meeting changing environment requirement, because of dynamic environment of business, these principles of management helps a lot to the organization or to the manager to adopt these changes to the employees. Next is fulfilling social responsibilities. By different type of principles of management, we can fulfilling the social responsibilities as well, like principle of remuneration also. We should provide fair and just salaries to our employees. We are not supposed to do any discrimination among the employees, and so on. Number of principles are there. Next is management training, education and research. Number of schools, number of universities are open for business. So these all schools, colleges, universities, whatever they are giving the education, it depends totally on the principles of management or on the management. These principles helps to provide the training and development programs to our employees, to our different generations, education to our people who are imparting knowledge for the management courses and all. And it helps, these principles helps a lot in research and development programs also. As I told you that these principles are evolved by practice and experiment. So this practice keeps move on like this with the help of only these principles. Thank you.